tiroir. Cause my hitters gon' die, don't die. The real hitters gon' shine, and my people gon' rise. Cause we're born to win, yeah. I ain't saying
how the hell do I not have the deal? I swear this thing is a real dog. I play fan off, the cowards that they can't feel. The wife try to console me like it's coming, baby, chill. She don't understand, I'm the only one that's real. I remember the 3rd grade, them kids, they had waves. I had them BDBDs, you know that's Zimbabwe grade. So they do shades and your boy hit the stage, press play and all the chicks was like, yeah. While boys was moving bricks, I was moving chips, yeah. If she gave me calculus, gave her a mouthful of it. Heat rose to this thing, boy, I bet on myself.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I'm so excited for this terrific Tuesday. Woo, y'all. I got Rodney King in the building with Kingspin LLC. He's going to be telling us all about this upcoming amazing event they have going on and more about the work of what he's bringing to the public. But, of course, y'all, I'm excited because I get to share another inspiring story with all of you. Of course, it is the top of the show, though, so it's a perfect time for you to tag and share the stream right here. That's right. Participate. Engage. Go ahead and tag and share this stream with folks you feel who could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on The Day with Trae. And if you cannot watch our TV show, we do have you covered because you can listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. Y'all will find me on Google, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Apple Music, all of the podcast platforms out there. Search your favorite one and y'all will find us there. Shout out to our podcast team for making that happen and making sure this audio is nice and crisp for all of you listeners out there. Well, before I get to touch base with Rodney, y'all know, look, year over year, Bubbling Brown has been a thing here in Seattle for many years. And you already know Converge Media was in the building. We got a chance to look at some of the amazing squads who were performing right there at Garfield High School. Y'all, take a look at what we were able to capture for all of y'all.
What we're doing with Bubbling Brown Sugar is we're creating an intergenerational event, right, where community can come home and feel good through friendly competition. We're trying to create space where community can come home to Garfield. We have a lot of people who've been displaced and they come home and they visit the school. And it just brings people back to a time when, we had the CD the way that it was, but it also lets new people know that, we do have a community here. So it's much more than a dance competition.
It's just full of energy. It's cool to see all the different acts, and then it just feels like a big family cookout. That's what it feels like. It just feels like bring all the Black people in the community together in Seattle, and then see all the talent we have in Seattle.
Thank you for investing in our kids and this next generation and keeping this going, because it takes a lot of work to keep it going. It's a feel-good moment, and I love it because we're all here to support our kids. We're all here to support each other, and it's just all love, and we need that.
I'm back here. I graduated almost 20 years ago. So Bubbling Brown Sugar is a great opportunity for folks to come back to their alma maters, represent as alumni, things of that nature. Please, y'all, don't sleep on Seattle. There's a lot of talent here, when it comes to sports, when it comes to movement, when it comes to art. We hold our own, we represent in the best way as possible, and we're going to do it today as well.
It's about getting out there, trying new things, and just finding new people to be around, finding yourself.
It most certainly started out as a dance competition in 1979. It was a dance competition when I was here, right? But now in 2023, this is really, like I said, an intergenerational community event that a lot of people were looking forward to.
With 23.8%, it goes to Bulldog NGT. Give it up for Ballet Dior.
When I see people feeling like that, I feel good, and seeing those kids having an amazing time, seeing the adults emulating, great behavior and and having fun. And yeah, it makes me feel good. And this is why we volunteer and do this every year. Bubbling Brown Sugar is community because, again, we're bringing people from all over and they're coming home to have this feeling of community that's wrapped around a dance competition exposition.
Ooh-wee, those teams were killing it. Shout out to everybody who got out there, participated, was in the audience cheering these young dancers on. So phenomenal to be able to see that we are still keeping that legacy of Bubbling Brown alive and well to this day. This is something I grew up on, and so many of us who grew up here, we know all about Bubbling Brown, and it's for me, it's one of those things where it is the pinnacle of seeing this young dancer talent that we have throughout our city and beyond. It's so great to see that young folks are still looking forward to such a legacy and continuing it and bringing their brilliance to it. We need y'all. We need to be able to see y'all turn up and turn out. You know, dance is something that changes, you know, over time. So it's great to see that they are bringing the flair, the innovation. I'm telling y'all, it was great for Converge to be in the building and make sure that we capture that for those of you who couldn't be there in person. But make sure you mark it on your calendar for next year. This is something that is open to the public. Go and check out some of these amazing, talented dancers. Even if you don't know any of them, just go check them out. Support, you know what I mean? Be in community. So I'm excited, y'all, that we were able to be there. But I'm also excited because Rodney King is in the building. I'm going to be talking to him about Kingspin LLC right after this short break. Y'all stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Hi, I'm King Jr. Just when you thought it was hot in Seattle, it just got hotter. The HBCU Swingman Baseball Classic will be held at T-Mobile Park. Here's an opportunity for these kids to showcase their talent playing baseball because they love the game of baseball. The All-Star Game before the All-Star Game. Not everybody can go to a Power 5 conference, but that shouldn't stop you from playing the game that you love. There's a lot of great players who played our game who went to historical black colleges. So why don't you come show your support, show your love, and stop by. This is powered by T-Mobile, MLB, MLBPA, Youth Development Foundation. The HBCU Swingman Classic at T-Mobile Park. It's gonna be hot.
One in every 500 African Americans in the U.S. suffers from sickle cell disease. 1 in 3 African American blood donors is a match for patients with sickle cell. 1 appointment to donate blood with the American Red Cross can help save a life. Will you be that one? Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood today to schedule an appointment at a location near you.
The new COVID-19 updated booster provides the best protection available right now. So don't wait. Stay safe this summer and get your updated booster today. To find a free vaccine provider near you, go to kingcounty.gov/vaccine.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is Sir Rodney King, another Black Star Power person in the building. What's up, Rodney?
Hey, how you doing, Trae?
Hey, I'm great, and I'm so glad that you were able to make some time in your schedule to be with me today. You're doing something that's super dope, but also this marks the 50th year of hip hop, yes. And we know that there's a lot going on. People are really trying to push the needle forward when it comes to all of this amazing legacy that hip hop carries. Tell us about why you started Kingspin LLC.
Yes, I started King's Pen LLC October of 2020. You know, just basically out of my love for the black culture, period. You know, just being raised, you know, in the Central. Grew up like on 29th and Dearborn. You got pushed out due to gentrification back like in mid 90s. And just coming back like to my roots and everything, and just focusing like on everything that is influential dealing with the black culture, you know, whether it's sports, hip hop, jazz, just anything that I can chronicle of our culture, you know, on canvas is basically why I started King's Pen LLC.
Yeah, so you're really blending art and music in ways that is so necessary because, you know, I hear this often when it comes to visual art, that it is a representation of the times. Right. Tell us more about some of the things that are really inspiring some of the pieces you're creating.
Yes, most definitely. I watch a lot of documentaries, read a lot of books, and, you know, just watching a lot of old school videos and just reliving like childhood memories. And all that stuff is in my mind at all times, and I'm waking up with ideas of thinking about, you know, Michael Jordan from like the 80s, and I think about Slick Rick, and I think about Thelonious Monk, and I think about Miles Davis, and all this stuff just, you know, blends in my thoughts, and it just wakes me up early in the morning, you know, like 3, and it just forces me to hit like a canvas and whatnot. And that's just, you know, like my process on a daily basis is just my love for the culture is what bleeds on the canvas and what leads to, you know, something being hung up, you know, in your house, on your walls and everything. I get to share my love with the masses.
Well, one of the things that I really appreciate about what you do is that it also moves things forward, right? When you're bringing in these historical figures that maybe some folks don't know about, it encourages them to go check them out, you know, go read up on the history. Yes. And that's something that I think is so it's valuable in terms of what you bring because, you know, I love that my sons listen to some of the old school music, but we got a lot of young folks who are like, who are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. But really being able to see it in art form is another kind of key point that they can cling to and learn from. How have folks been able to receive some of the work that you've been putting out there?
Most def, and I appreciate that because like I always tell people, my art is meant to be educational at the same time as well as visual. And people respond that because it literally gives them a nostalgic type feeling. It's like a Nas song, Can't Forget About Us. He did this song with Chrisette Michelle, where basically he chronicles, you know, his whole life, just like the mural that we have behind us. And he's going through like a Rat Pack type vibe, you know, with, you know, Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra and everything. And they're just basically reliving everything that he did. That's what I pretty much try to convey through my art is like chronicling, like, I get fascinated with 1988 because it's like the birth of hip hop in my, you know, mind, even though it started like in 73. 88, you know, there's so much cultural significant things that happen in 88. You think about Spike Lee, you think about Mike Tyson being the heavyweight champion of the world, you think about Michael Jordan winning the slam dunk championship. A lot of stuff happened in 88. Slick Rick, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, Kumo D. A lot of this stuff you will hear in today's music. You hear a lot of stuff that's stolen, just like they stole from like James Brown and everything, ties back to like community going back, you know, over decades. All this stuff is repeated over time. Like they say, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything you see has already been done. That stuff's been written in the Bible. You hear it through lyrics. People hear it for the first time, and they just realize that it's the same thing. It's our culture being, you know, regurgitated, redone, and, you know, re-shown to the community. And that's what people, you know, have grown to love about, like, my art and everything, because it's always going to tie to black. Anytime I get interviewed with anything concerning my art, it's always going to come back to us. 100% black, period. That's what my focus is.
I appreciate that, Rodney, because I think we need more of that. You know, we're dealing in a world where we still have yet to receive reparations. Yes. I mean, they were talking about it so much yesterday at Juneteenth, and the messages are resonating with me because the idea that if we stop talking about it, it's not going to move forward, bro.
At all.
And so we need it in a multitude of ways. We need it in our art. We need it in education. We need it in schools. We need it in music. We need folks to be sharing the message in a multitude of ways. And so I appreciate that intentionality in your approach to your art. And when you think back, first time you started doing something with the canvas, tell us about that moment for you, because clearly you started something that is resonating through to this day with your work.
Yes. Initially, I'm like an artist that can just draw, and I do a lot of stuff with color pencil. But it takes too long to actually draw. It takes its toll on my hand and everything. So when I was doing like pieces that I had sold, my wife was like, "Have you ever thought about painting?" And I was like, I never really have painted, but it's got to be just like drawing, and I find it to be, a whole lot faster and everything. So I started, painting and posting stuff like on Instagram, and people were like, "Hey, I want to buy that." And I was like, okay, and then so I got an opportunity in Tacoma where I have somebody, Marquita, she owns Intentions Juice Bar. She's going to be moving to Seattle real soon too, open up her second spot, so check her out as well. She gave me an opportunity to hang my art in her spot on South Tacoma Way. And once I put my art there, for the first time, I had probably like about 20 pieces there, and I've sold probably like about 6 of them. We had an art show, and then that showed me that I could actually sell to the masses, and I started doing pop-ups. I got back into my roots like in the Central, been doing Juneteenth and Black Wall Street. Had like my most successful days out here. I currently have my work at Simply Soulful on 23rd and Jackson, Art Noir, Gallerionics, Burbs Burger downtown, Belltown. I got a lot of different spots and everything, and it all started because of, Marquita and, a black woman. And so everything black always starts black, gonna end black. Love being black.
Well, Rodney, I love this because success stories like yours, for me, is the reason why I spend so much of my energy organizing events where we can showcase folks like yourself.
Yes.
I think it's so important because I'm always talking about how I won't know about something if I'm not exposed to it.
Right.
And so what we've started to really see with these black marketplaces popping up all over the state, mind you, now it's like a thing. People know, like, oh, wait, we can just do it ourselves. It's like, yeah, we could do it ourselves. And it also encourages those who may have ideas for a business to leap out on faith and know community is here to support. We're here to catch you. We're here to be a patron, buy your works, buy your supplies, your products, your services, whatever it is. We're here to really, ensure that our businesses are thriving. And when I think about all of the things that are wrong in the world right now, knowing that we have folks like yourself who have been able to really do what you love and be received the way that you just described, it warms my heart. Amen. I mean, it's beyond inspiring for me because it lets me know, no, we're on to something here. We got to continue to press because the days get long, you know what I mean? Like it gets tiring, but at the end of the day, we know that we have to be the solution and we can't be looking forward outside of ourselves. So I love that you are talking about the specificity of black institutions, black businesses, brick and mortar businesses supporting what you're doing. And shout out to all of them.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of us having spaces for us, by us, in a way that is now really becoming the norm. I want to hear from you about some of that because as you're in one place, now you're talking about you're in all these other spaces. Right. It's obviously proliferated because not only is your work good, but there's a real urgency to support each other in black community that I'm experiencing. It feels like it's a renaissance, bro.
Yes, and exactly, and that's definitely what I do with like all my artist friends that I had met, throughout the course of the last 3 years and whatnot. I say, we're going to basically do like a commission, like, Biggie said on his Ready to Die album. He said, the commission, Uncle Polly, P. Diddy. And I had that same vision with Troy Miles. I had the same vision with Vincent Kill. I had the same vision with Myron Curry, that, we're constantly, building together. I have like this King's Pen 88 art show that we're coming out with on July 15th in Midtown Square. I was able to get, some support from Africatown, from the City of Seattle Arts and Culture Department, and Art Noir, working with Jasmine Scott. She's letting me get the spot, in Midtown Square. And so we're going to have it on July 15th. We're going to have up to 20, biopic artists. I got so many of them. I have Janara Swanson, Troy Miles. We have Myron Curry, Charles Connor, myself, and a slew of others. And we're going to have like a marketplace where it's simply going to be artists. And we're going to have a pudding and paint for the kids. 100, the first 100 kids, you register on Eventbrite, you get a free T-shirt commemorating the event, your free canvas, and we're working with Dom's Southern Banana Pudding. He's going to be giving out free banana pudding, with these kids as well. And so we're going to have a day of it. And then we have the night before, I have an ode to hip hop show in Belltown. So it just shows like where we can get our space. I'm trying to introduce black folks to like the arts, like Tiger Woods did for golf, and let them know this is our space. We're the best at everything that we do. We're the best at anything that can be done. So let's show that, let's show the supports for the arts like we did when we was going to the NBA games and everything, because this older hip-hop show is going to be nice. We're going to have lowriders. We're going to have, we're in talks to having like a major group that's going to be there. It's going to be July 8th, July 14th, which is like their art walk. A lot of built-in, art consumers going to come there, but a lot of them aren't black. And I'm telling you, come support. You guys love our art anyway. It's going to be a largely African-American event. Come out in Belltown and show them that, we can represent.
I want to say thank you, because it takes people like you to see the vision and then execute it.
Yes.
We talk a lot, I don't mean black folks. I just mean people in general. We may talk a lot, but then we go home and we want to sit down, right? We want to just Netflix and chill or whatever. Or I don't know if that's the right term, but in my mind, it's literal, right? But we just want to chill. We just want to, do our thing. And I love that you're saying, nah, man, we are out here in the artist community. We want to make sure we're putting it out there in a way that lets people know how prominent we are in this art form. Because I think you're so right. There's so many amazing artists. And now I'm starting to, I feel it, because we're not only, in spaces like Onyx Gallery, Art Noir, and so many other amazing, Wow Gallery, look at Hiawatha's pieces. I mean, we're not only in major spaces like that, but now we have community development projects, buildings like what they're doing with Africatown Plaza, what they did with Liberty Bank Building. We're seeing, the intentionality of developers reaching out to the artist community to put up artworks on the buildings, inside the buildings, murals, right? I mean, look at Vivid Matter Collective, what they were able to do with the Black Lives Matter mural. And so many of those artists have been able to do art shows and other murals. And so I'm loving that. It's like I'm experiencing an embracing of what we've needed for such a long time. So there's so much greatness there. It's like a nugget of gold that we're really like going back through and like mining, and we're like, oh, this was there the whole time, right? Always. And so I appreciate that connection between, all right, look, there's plenty of folks that are going to do the art walk. Come and support the black artists. Come out. This is phenomenal, Rodney, that you're doing this amazing event, and that you've been able to connect with so many supporters of your artistry and your work, but you're also opening the doors for other artists. So I want you to look right there in that camera. If folks are needing to know, how do they come to the event? How do they support you? You got several things. Let them know right there how they connect.
Please. Got a lot of opportunities for these artists, a lot of opportunity for the community to come out to actually, enjoy these fun events. And, and they're free. Okay? So definitely check me out at _KingsPen. So that's _KINGSPEN. Okay? On my Instagram. Once you go in there, I have my link tree. It's connected to all the interviews I may have done and to any, like my websites and all that, that you can actually, it's like a one-stop shop. But check us out there because I'm telling you, we having some big stuff coming on. The Kingspin 88 Art Show, July 15th. Look us up on Eventbrite. Register your kids today. Come out and support all these amazing artists. You're going to meet them in person. These guys are famous. You're talking about Troy Miles. He got murals all through the city. You have Myron Curry, murals all through the city. You've seen his work. You get to actually meet him in person. Same thing with Vincent Kidd. There's so many artists that are just black and are from this area that we have these events that nobody shows up for, that we publish and everything, and we're sitting there talking in downtown. We got great opportunities. We got great spots. We just need the support. You guys show the support like online. Come show it in person because I'm telling you, there is some great talent here. Great, exceptional talent.
Rodney, well, thank you so much for bringing the talent together in a way that allows us as community to not only support, but to also learn, engage with, connect with, right? I mean, it's about following the artist's work as well. Mm-hmm. Like, if I buy one piece from you, who's to say I'm not going to buy another? I mean, it's building relationship. Yes. So thank you so much for putting this together and for bringing, your brilliance to the Day with Trae. I just appreciate you for coming on today.
And I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Absolutely. Wow, y'all. I told you, Black Star Power in the building. Because you're talking about Rodney King, phenomenal artist who is doing great things and also bringing other phenomenal artists right to your downtown area. Do not sleep on this amazing event, July 15th. Of course, y'all, I'm excited because I get to wrap it all up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Hi, I'm Besa Gordon from Converge Media, Hits 106.1, and Back to Besa on Fox 13.
And I'm Buki Gates from Baseball Beyond Borders.
And we are here at T-Mobile Park where on July 7th, they will host the very first ever HBCU Swingman Classic.
That's right, Besa. Ken Griffey Jr., the kid, has rounded up 50 of the very best ball players from HBCUs from all across the country, from schools like Jackson State, Grambling, Southern, FAMU, North Carolina A&T, Alabama State, and many more.
It's literally the All-Star game before the All-Star game, right?
Exactly. And the fact that the very first HBCU Swingman Classic is happening right here in the Emerald City is a big deal.
A big deal indeed. And it sounds like a whole lot of Black college homecoming vibes.
You already know what it is. Don't miss out on this historic opportunity to see the very best of the best Black college baseball players right here at T-Mobile Park on July 7th. Tickets are on sale now at allstargame.com. That is allstargame.com. See you there.
The new COVID-19 updated booster provides the best protection available right now. So don't wait. Stay safe this summer and get your updated booster today. To find a free vaccine provider near you, go to kingcounty.gov/vaccine.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Prosperity in Black America. What will this require? Is Black business prospering? Are we reaching women and minority-owned businesses? How do we achieve earning parity for wealth for our families? Do our children really have access to education? Will our families have choices for our children? Prison pipelines, mass incarceration, tearing our families apart. A healthcare system not accessible to the masses. The disproportionate termination of Black women from corporate America. When will we actually begin to address what's really at play? How do Black people gain more power to help make these changes? This requires a lot of political will and courage. I'm that provocateur of change. I am Cindy Bright. Welcome to Heartbeat.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. What a phenomenal episode. I got to give a huge shout out to my guest, Rodney King, for being in the building, sharing Kingspin LLC with all of us, not only his artwork, but also opening up the doors for others to be celebrated, to be, buying pieces from them, to be, uplifted and amplified in the work that they're doing. I'm really excited because we need more folks like Rodney, and y'all know I'm inspired. I want y'all to be inspired because what he's done is he didn't just keep his talent to himself. He's saying, I got a lane. I'm going to open up my lane to make sure that others are celebrated, that others are amplified. And that right there is taking it to another level. This means that he had to actually have a vision and do the work to execute the vision to bring these events to life. It's not just about his artwork. And that, for me, is something that we can all learn from. When we think about the thing that we love and that we may do all the time, how do we connect with others who are in that lane, who are in their own spaces, but similar to ours? How do we ensure that we're moving the work forward by bringing opportunities to really elevate all of the folks collectively like Rodney is doing? Not only is he elevating the legacy and history of hip-hop, and it's so important on this 50th year of hip-hop when so many thought hip-hop was going to be a dying art form and it was only going to last for a little bit of time. Hip-hop has proved all of those critics wrong, and it is still strong to this day. It's a beautiful thing to be able to blend brilliance like art and hip-hop like Rodney is doing. So, of course, I'm inspired. I want y'all to be inspired. Find that way to not only do what you love, but elevate it so that others who are in that space can also participate with you. Build community in your collective industry and in the industry where your talent lies. Don't just hoard it, y'all. He's showing us how to do that. So be inspired by his story as much as I am. And of course, y'all, for me, until tomorrow,